Hello, welcome back to the UmattR podcast. Here's episode 1 of this season. I'm Wyatt Bugnell, and I'm here with
Maddie Schmidt,
Emily Crum, and Mikey Allred.
So today we're going to be talking about a touchier subject that happened on September 10th of this year, Charlie Kirk's assassination. I was first introduced to Charlie Kirk on TikTok and Instagram. I saw him debating a bunch of college students. Where did y'all see everyone?
I think definitely for me it was the same thing. I saw on TikTok and I was like, this is really cool that he's debating them and like letting them speak. So that's definitely where I first saw him.
I'm going to be honest, I saw him on my school laptop in science class. I was scrolling through YouTube. I was like, this guy's interesting. I just like watching people argue, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was the same for me. I definitely saw him on YouTube because I didn't really have social media.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the only place I could really see him.
Yeah.
I think I really enjoyed like him debating and seeing the different perspectives of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bigger thing when I started getting more in depth into watching him and listening to what he had to say was his faith, and just seeing like how strong and what he thought a man should be in a relationship of God and a family of God and stuff like that.
Definitely, like that's how it was for me. I definitely agree more with his faith, and I thought it was so cool how he's standing out and sharing it with such a big crowd. No matter which way it was in, I think that it was really cool that he was able to stand there and stand in what he believes in.
Yeah, he definitely had me hooked with the religion. I don't know, just like the Christianity like aspect of everything. I just enjoyed listening to like somebody who like understood and was like on the same page as me, and then like going when like he like went out into the world and started like debating these subjects with like
100%.
people our age
With
like,
such a passion too,
Yes.
and like
The
he was
confidence.
actively making effect whether you believed like in him or not.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I just think it's cool as well as like he started from nothing and he just slowly built it up.
And
Exactly.
like that's something that was really
he
cool
stood
about
strong
it too.
on everything he believed in.
He just kept working, and that shows like how far hard work can get you.
Yeah. I just love that he's so confident because it's like something I like talking about too. So hearing someone like be so open about it was like really cool to listen to.
Yeah, and even though he was judged and hated in so many different aspects of the world, he stood by his beliefs and stood by his family,
And he didn't change
allow
them. Yeah.
he allowed people to have their own beliefs, which I thought was also super cool, as he didn't feel the need to like shove it down their throats. He just wanted to have a conversation with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, how did his death affect you guys? How did it come apart? How did you hear about it? Let's start there. How did you hear about it?
Was like, it was so real. This sounds terrible. I was napping, and I woke up from a nap, and my family group chat, we for the most part all have the same beliefs, but not all of us do. And it was Charlie Kirk was shot, and in my head, like for me, literally what I thought of is I was like, oh, it's probably just like President Trump where he was like just grazed, and it didn't even occur to me that it could have been more serious. Which then like I like went to social media and I saw like, oh my gosh, that it was detrimental, and especially that his wife and his kids were there, that his daughter saw that, and like how terrible that was. And it definitely like I was in disbelief, I'd say, for a long time.
Yeah, I was in Albuquerque at State Fair, so I was like super busy that day. And my older sister who goes to college in Provo, Utah, she like mentioned it. She was like, oh my goodness, like, did you see this? And it like shocked everyone else. And I was just like he's probably fine. Like it really didn't occur to me either, like that he probably died. Like it was probably just like Trump. Like
yes.
Yeah, I definitely like had the same like train of thought. Like it's probably just just a little bad, but
which is like so like that's such a bad, awful thing to think too. Is like, oh, it's just equating it as something that's nothing. But like no matter how or who was shot, like being shot is such a terrible thing, and it's so normalized now that we just think, oh, it might have not been that bad, you know.
And I guess I didn't want to think like the worst possible case,
I
like
agree.
being like death and like being like so close to like home for like a lot of like the people that I'm close like to. So like I didn't want to think like, oh, like he's dead.
Yeah,
that didn't want to be my first thought.
Yeah, I first heard about it when I was at cross country practice because my cousin was talking about it, and he was like, Charlie Kirk died, and I was like, wait, is that who I think it is? Because like I didn't know about him very much. So then they like pulled up like a picture, and I was like, there's no way that happened. And then I found out where it was at, and that's the school where my brother goes. So I was like, was my brother there? Like, did he see any of that? So it just kind of
It stuck with
it was
you.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to have, like, even like you said, you have your brother there. It's hard to think
It
of
was-
your brother even possibly being there, and
Yeah.
the thousands
So
upon thousands of kids.
publicized.
Yeah.
It was like in front of everybody, and then the videos going around are terrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I was just scrolling, and it's like it was everywhere.
Yeah.
And like I couldn't go 2 seconds without seeing a video of a man get murdered, which is terrible.
Or
And
even
like,
all the different like responses people
Yeah.
have
The
between the
responses,
good,
yeah.
the bad, and the complete ugly.
Yeah.
If
Terrible.
if someone died, you don't
Yeah.
make fun
Yeah,
of that.
definitely.
no
any-
matter
Exactly.
who, like no matter what you believe in, nobody should be getting killed over their beliefs.
Yes.
I feel like freedom of speech, you shouldn't be able to silence somebody for their beliefs. And then like literally celebrating somebody's death is terrible no matter who you believe in.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's like probably how it's like affected me the most is like realizing that this is the world that we like are growing up in. This is like what we have to deal
Yeah.
with, and like we're gonna have to raise our kids in this world too. And like it's so awful because we have like these laws and we're allowed this freedom of speech, but it doesn't make any difference if we're like too scared to use it. Like that's that's so hard.
You even look at him. He uses freedom of speech for his entire lifetime of building a company and building a thing that kids our age can build a support group around, kind of like ourselves now.
Yeah.
We built a group of us to go share and talk about our stories, and that's what he did. He shared his stories, he shared his beliefs, and now it's got him in this place where
I guess that's kind of the other reason I wasn't surprised is because the things that he were talking about were so controversial, and he was so confident and proud of what he believed in. I kind of had expected something like this to happen. I just think in the world that we are growing up in, like people don't know how to just talk openly and express themselves without violence. So
Yeah,
I think I
100%.
wasn't surprised by it at all. Like I kind of expected it, and it's just sad that that's the world that we have to.
I feel like
and
live
just
in.
seeing it in different households.
it definitely like
and
shocked
stuff.
me so much, but then I went to church and we had it wasn't about Charlie Kirk necessarily, but they talked about him during the message, and it was about how all of the disciples of Jesus Christ, they all ended up dying because of what they said. And so like talking about what you just said, like it shouldn't have shocked me that much because he was going out there, he was sharing his faith, he was sharing Jesus Christ with everybody, and no matter what way he had been founded in faith. But like that still is like you should be willing to die for your faith is basically like what I got out of it.
Yeah. And then you just like the people that had to just see it.
It's terrible.
Like it didn't just affect like him and his family, like it affected the whole nation. Like,
and what like makes me even more sick is people who were there in person were clapping and cheering when they saw a man get murdered. That is like
I think the biggest part for me was like his daughters were there. Like she tried to run to him.
she went to the only comfort she knew, and he couldn't do
wasn't
anything.
there.
Yeah.
I also feel like too, with all the terribleness that came from it is gonna make his program, his beliefs even
Booming
tenfold.
so like it's so much.
Like even thinking like his wife doing the speech and stuff at his like memorial, of just the amount of people that were there that couldn't get in because it was just packed full. All the support she had from government officials and stuff like that, and just to see how much his beliefs touched his legacy. Exactly that. His legacy is huge, of leaving behind a wife and his kids, and just leaving a legacy for them to see what he was.
And I feel like this is waking up like a lot of people of the nation in a way, because everybody's like, well, what's going on? Because obviously since Charlie Kirk has been murdered, there's been a lot more going on. Like we've seen it all throughout this month. It's terrible. There's been more shootings than like
there was one yesterday.
There was one yesterday out at a church, and then they set it on fire. There was the one in Colorado.
Four or five that died, and there was more that were unaccounted for. Like just thinking about that, imagine being one of those people who's like, you just can't find your brother or something.
And those are their freedoms. Like those are the places you're supposed to be able to go so you can
Safe.
Yeah, you can feel safe there. You can worship your God. You can be with people who think the same way, and now you're not even allowed to practice those freedoms without feeling safe, and that's so awful.
And kind of, I feel like too, kind of coming back to your two is how you say it's like an everyday occurrence, and you think it's just the new normal, or like
It's
how you said
terrible.
everybody think it's the new normal.
Yeah.
And again, saying like you're supposed to be safe in these areas. If you go home, you're supposed to be safe, or go into a grocery store, or again a church where you worship the God that you believe in, or just your beliefs in general. That's just terrible for us to again growing up in and thinking we're going to start a family in the next 10 to 15 years, and you think, I want to raise my kids in a world where everybody's just saying, shooting and killing someone for their beliefs is normal, which again, who wants to even believe that or think that?
Yeah, and I think that's where like Charlie Kirk's like all of his teachings come into play, because he did bring children, like he knew all of these things too. He was probably on the same page as we are, but he still brought children into this world and was going to raise them the way that he like thought was right. And
100%.
And that's because of his faith in Jesus Christ. He had
Yes,
faith that
agreed.
he had faith that Jesus Christ was going to carry him and his family, and that everything would be okay because of Jesus.
I feel like also the same way that like there's so much more evil going around in the world and like so many more shootings, just as that Charlie Kirk has inspired so many to step out in faith. And like I say this because I started a social media account too, actually, like sharing the gospel and doing these things that I wouldn't have done before, and like gaining the confidence of not caring about how crazy people like. And it's so cool because after I did it, which I was inspired by him, and stepping out in faith and standing and being proud in what I believe in, I've seen my friends do it too, and it's like it's such a big domino effect. He's affecting everybody whether they see it or not. And it's not even just like people who already have faith. I do a Bible study during OJO's every day, and I have different people coming up to me, people who have never even heard the word before, and they're asking me these questions that they probably wouldn't have asked before because they're scared, and they're realizing that the nation is going into like this evil place. And so I feel like it's just like overall so many people are like waking up, or like realizing, hey, like maybe killing somebody over their beliefs is not okay, you know?
I feel like, again, that comes into the legacy part of things.
So much.
Of what he started, and again, like him building clubs and being able to stretch that into the school and the education system. And people are starting to, again, realize, like, this world's gone in a bad direction.
Yeah, like
a
it's
terrible direction.
His death, like, lit a fire in so many and inspired so many and to be like him, which is...
It's just awful that someone had to die for that to happen.
Terrible.
Like, we should be able to...
You shouldn't have to
connect.
wait for the worst possible thing for you to
Yeah.
turn something around.
But that's exactly what he would have wanted. And
Honestly, though,
And Maddie, like what you're saying, like I love that it's affected you in this way, that you're like you want to go share now. You're like opening up about your faith, and I love that. I think that's what social media should be used
and
for.
I agree. Like if you asked me a couple of weeks ago, I'm not good at social media. I'm not good at anything, but the like amount of people that I've been able to help already through Jesus Christ, like being the light for others is such a big thing that like I'm so proud to say it now. Like, and if somebody came up to me on the street, I could 100% talk to them. But as we were like a couple weeks ago, I don't know if I could have, you know?
Yeah, I was kind of concerned, like with all of the people like coming to Charlie Kirk's funeral. I was like, well, maybe these people are getting the wrong message. Maybe they're worshiping the man more than like maybe their focus should be more turned towards Jesus, and maybe they're just in this because Charlie Kirk, they believed in what he said, and but I feel like you've taken it the right way, and you've taken it towards Jesus Christ, and I love that for you.
It's really exciting.
I think too it's interesting to see the different ways people took it, kind of coming back to it of like worshiping the man or worshiping the message. And it's just interesting to see on social media like different people starting something for him and about his message, and then people just either disrespecting or just talking about him.
Yeah.
I heard something, and this is like reminds me of what Charlie Kirk would want. It was it was another message on my church, and it was like you have to pick a side, but it should be God's side at the end of the day. Like you should be faithful to him and what he believes in. And I think that Charlie Kirk was, and even if you didn't agree with all of his beliefs, that no matter what, he brought Jesus into the conversation, and he tried.
100%, yeah, these shootings, like back when we were in like elementary school, middle school, they like broke me. I hated hearing about them. They're like the most terrifying thing ever, and now it's like it still
Like, once a
affects
week.
me, but it's just like so common.
It's like, oh, it
Yeah.
happened again, and
Or
we
it-
don't even like realize,
Yeah.
you know.
I think a big thing that like brought it to my eyes was when it happened so close to home.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had always known like stuff like that happened around the US, but you always hit the it'll never happen here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
And then it does.
And then it does, and then it blows a community apart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago, the shooting that was over here.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Like my dad was literally a cop. He literally
Yeah.
was like on the scene. He literally drove one of the ambulances out of there.
Mhm.
Like that was definitely different. Like having somebody like
I'm with you on that. My dad was
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 feet away of
It's-
protecting little kids and stuff in a
Exactly.
doctor's office.
yes.
Yeah.
I was at church camp this summer, and our church is pretty close to like where people go shoot guns and everything.
Yeah.
But we were outside, and we heard gunshots, and it was really close, and we thought we were being shot at, which is so terribly. And everybody like was
Yeah.
rushed inside, and then we had to cancel almost the rest of the church camp, and it was terrible because like we realized like
It could happen.
It could happen at any time, and I think
Yeah.
that's when I realized like it's
And you have
literally
to take
so
everything
normalized.
serious. You
Yes.
can't just be like, oh,
Exactly.
that's just something. Nowadays, you have to take it
You have
serious.
to expect it would happen. Like I
Mhm.
find myself like if I go into like a new place, I'm like, okay, like if something bad were to happen, like where would I exit? Like how would I get out of here?
Yeah.
What would I do? What's my
Like-
game plan?
Yeah, like that's such a bad thing to think about
I
that it's
know.
come to the world. But I mean, it's a great thing to like have a mental
Understand
check
that,
of that
yeah.
and have an understanding of like
Because
awareness
if
of
it were to happen, and it totally could, then you
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
be prepared. Like I'd rather be prepared than it be
100%.
blindsided.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I'm 100% with you of
Yeah.
like checking exits, knowing where everything what is. It's just it's bad of us to have that at our age, at our environment that we have to be aware
Like
of that.
we're kids,
Yeah.
and we're literally
That's what we have
scared.
to think about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely think it's kind of different being a senior. I'm not as like at school as much.
Yeah.
So, like,
Exactly.
so, like it
Me
didn't
too.
really affect me in school. I kind of just do whatever I want. But I like when we had shootings, like the
Mhm.
Aztec shooting.
Mm.
Yeah.
That felt like forever ago now. I was literally in elementary school and
Mhm.
like.
Yep.
Like that was like I feel like that was the like first one that like really rocked our community.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like I just remember feeling so scared.
And even like
Mhm.
on the day of it happening, I mean, it happened in Aztec, and we all
Yeah.
know where the Aztec High School is. Towns in Bloomfield and Farmington were shut down
Like,
Yeah.
and held in
exactly.
preventative lockdowns until it was lifted, until
Yeah.
they figured out what was going on over there.
Mhm.
And then to hear what happened after everybody gets out of school and just how much it again rocks the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And you still see like the Aztec strong things
Mhm.
everywhere, and it's just like a reminder.
It
You
is.
never
Like
know.
one of my friends goes to Aztec, and she literally still has panic attacks. Was she in high school when it happened? No, but it was so close to her community, and like
Yeah.
her brothers knew the people and like everything. So it's like
Yeah, it's
for,
just
I feel like it's a little bit distant for me, but like I still remember going through that. But it's so much scarier going to Aztec schools and
Yeah.
knowing that happened.
Yeah.
So it's like
Exactly,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's like how my brother is with the Charlie Kirk, because one of
Yeah.
his really close friends was there. Like she wasn't front row, but she was pretty close to it.
that's terrible.
And so they like had to get together and like help her. Like, how do you help someone work through that?
yeah,
I know because it didn't happen to them. They just
You
You
just
just witness
and like
experienced
you
it.
Yeah.
can't do anything about it. It's already
Yeah.
done.
yeah, you can't undo it. And
For that
the
giant of
damage
a
is
crowd
done.
too, like
Yeah.
everybody.
And the school was shut down for days. Like
Mhm.
the like classes were canceled, and then teachers like still haven't come back because they're
Mhm.
scared. Like it's awful.
Yeah.
And you think it's like you think that after something bad happens, it like changes people and like they come together as a community. But then you see like what happened yesterday at the church. Like like
Mhm.
you see that happen again. You're like it's
It did
like
nothing.
it did nothing. It like
Yeah.
it's not changing what's going on, and
Mhm.
people still think it's just okay to
Just do what
just
they
to
want.
be violent.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just affect like of course it affects everyone that it happened to. Like for Charlie Kirk, it affected everyone who was there, his family,
His
but
supporters.
the
Yeah.
shooter, his family,
Yeah.
like
How much shame and just like
Yeah, exactly.
disappointment.
it would have been so hard to be his family, and his dad is the one who turned him
Mhm.
in.
Yeah.
His dad was
Yeah.
a cop. And so that's just I can't even imagine like being the family of
Or even just
someone who did
thinking again,
that.
like being so unaware of what your child or an
Yeah.
uncle or a father or
Exactly,
mother
yeah.
could you think of
Do,
doing,
yeah.
and then you just it happens, and you're just
Mhm.
yeah.
in awe.
And people blame you too, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
it's
like
just
you
like-
could have affected this, when in reality every person's their own person.
Yeah. And I think a major part of it is like technology,
Mhm.
because it just like you dehumanize everyone.
Yes,
because
like-
they don't seem real because
They're
they're
so
across the
far
screen.
away, like, oh, this
Yeah.
could never happen to me. Oh, that's just a person I know off a screen. But in
Yeah.
reality, he was a father, he was a son, he had, I don't know, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, his wife has to raise those
Yeah.
kids on her own now.
All by
Yeah.
herself,
Yeah.
which
Little
Erica
girls.
Kirk is like a whole different conversation, because I believe that just lit a fire under her. Because
Oh,
if you look at
100%.
some of Charlie Kirk's old videos, it's like he says that Erica was the one who's way more like conservative than him, and so like
Yeah.
I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm
Definitely.
like, I feel like she was, I don't want to say in the background of a lot of things, because I feel like he based a lot of the stuff he believed in off of her or
Yeah.
their beliefs.
Yeah.
But again, I think she's gonna become a force
She's gonna
reckoned
rise
with.
up. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
100%.
All right, guys. So do we have anything else we want to talk about?
I do.
or-
What did you like? Oh,
All
sorry.
right. Hey, yeah, that's fine. Let's go.
What did you guys think like of with all the social media posts and like the negative comments going around? Like,
I couldn't see any of them. No, I was actually so mad
Really?
because like I have my Wait, I probably shouldn't say this. I'm sorry. But I have my birthday older than like I am, so I'm like I'm not.
Me too.
I'm over 18,
Restricted,
so I
yeah.
can see like all of the restricted things, but it like didn't let me see like Erica's like post.
Did that affect it in any way, or put like a thing in your mind of like, oh, this is bad?
No, yeah, I was like, why is the government censoring this? Like, why do they feel the
Or,
need
like,
to
why is
censor
this-
this content?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It definitely like made some wheels turn in my mind. I was like, yeah, something's like not right, and they know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Mikey?
It just shocked me. Like, how could people say something like that?
it's like you said earlier, it's so dehumanizing. Like,
Exactly.
how
Yeah.
could you sit there and smile about somebody dying? No matter like if it's somebody that I truly don't like, I will still be so empathetic for their family, for like
Mhm.
what everybody's going through, because that
Yeah.
it doesn't just affect one person. It affects. He touched so many people's lives, and like
Yeah.
oh, it's
I just can't even imagine like losing like a husband or a father. Like, he's just gone forever now,
yeah,
and they just have
Yeah.
to live on without him. Like,
and people
and
are
being
celebrating
happy
that.
about that.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like, imagine, like, I try and think of it like, if it happened to me, like, what would I think?
Mhm.
Like, how can I just don't understand how people can't think like
Yeah,
that?
and I think
Yeah.
our I feel like each of us like individually are rooted in our like Christianity and like our belief in Jesus Christ, and because of that we're able to like empathize with those people and like really put ourselves in their shoes and be like
Yeah.
if this happened, like I would be devastated. Like I would never
Yeah.
say that. And like these people, like yeah, I do think like technology plays a big role. Like they're not allowed to see that like that was a real person that really
Yeah.
happened to them and their family and everybody else.
Mhm.
And like it wasn't okay to take their rights, their life away from them, and it's never okay. It should
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
happen.
No.
And I think too, like, I don't want to like compare him to like an AI cartoon thing, but you can't. You nowadays with how advanced AI and technology is, you can't ever tell what is the truth or what is fake because
Exactly,
you
yes.
can't.
You never
There's
know.
so good systems and
Yeah.
technology. There's some things you can't decipher what is true or fake
Yeah.
between things, and it's hard to again think someone would do that to another person.
Yeah.
It's like it's so surreal, because no matter what you believe in, freedom of speech, we all have it, but by killing somebody you take it away from, and it's ultimately like you're fighting against what you believe in. So even if he gave the mic, he let people talk, and no matter what, if you disagreed or agreed with what he was saying, he lets you have the opportunity. And I think that taking that away from him is like it's so terrible.
And also like our country, it was based off of Christianity. The men were Christians. They built our government on top of Christianity and their faith in Jesus Christ, and that's how all of these laws came about. And our generation, these people nowadays are abusing.
Are fading it away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
It's not
abusing
there,
these
yeah.
rights.
Yeah.
Other countries would love to have the freedom of speech or religion, and they
Well, that's
don't
what we
have
fought
that.
for from the
Exactly.
beginning of our
Exactly.
country is our right to speak freely, our right to do as we want,
And
within
those to be
reason, of
safe
course.
And those
but
people understood it because they fought for it.
exactly.
And now it's just like, why did our ancestors even fight for these things if we
Yeah.
weren't gonna?
People pick and choose what they want to
Respect.
believe
Like
in.
Charlie seized that opportunity and somebody took it away from him.
Yep.
So
100%.
why would anyone ever feel okay using their freedom of speech again?
Mhm.
And the same thing goes with any other freedom we have, religion or right to bear arms, anything. It's just you don't feel safe anymore,
Yeah.
and that's
You want to voice your beliefs, but then you have the voice in the back of your head going, "Well, do I? What happens if I
Yeah,
do
exactly.
that?"
Yeah, Another message I heard last night.
Hey, it's all right. Let's
Okay.
go. I love
Yeah,
it.
another message I heard last night. It was a 22-year-old speaking, and he talked about how being a Christian is crazy. It's the crazy thing to do because with all these bad going on in the world, you know what you're getting yourself into. You know how scary it is to stand up in your faith and like. But I feel like I'd rather be crazy in the Lord and then rather look at the burning world and like look at how bad things are doing and in other people's eyes be pleased by them and not like in faith.
I know. I feel like you have to like let it push you towards Jesus Christ more than away. Like you can't look back at it. You just have to focus on Him.
Yeah. I've always been taught when growing up, like you believe in what you believe in, and you find the people that believe in the same things, and you just grow stronger
Stick
together.
with them.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, it is hard. Like now in our generation, everybody thinks that you have to have an opinion on something and you have to believe what they believe in, and they want to force it upon you and just things like that. And it's just to understand what you believe in and to be strong in it, and then to find yourself a support group, say like us, our team, a sports team, your family, anything like that, and just find people that are strong behind you, that are willing to have conversations, be able to talk about things, and just a community. Exactly. If you don't have a community that is strong in what you believe in, then it's hard to be able to talk about things like this.
I think it's also so cool that like how the Charlie Kirk's community like came together. They reserved, they made him like a public funeral. They brought people like really famous worship singers in for the, like, and they just brought everybody together in such a big way that they put in the work because they knew he was important. And I think that was really important to see like how we came together as Christians.
Yeah, for sure.
I know, and like the shooting that happened yesterday. So my dad's a leader in our church, and there was a man from a different church in our community that texted him and was like saying that they were praying for our church and those people that were hurt by it. And it's just the way that it can like push us together. Like you don't have to be angry about other religions. Like you work together and like you're open to it.
We don't necessarily go to the same church, but last night at our message, they asked if any student wanted to speak and pray over your church, and I did, and we prayed, and my whole church prayed for you guys and all the hurting.
So
and I think it's so cool to see how communities like even necessarily if we don't have the exact same beliefs, that we can come together and be like one.
It's still a belief
Christ.
system.
Exactly.
We all still have the one person, and we just, that's the main thing of like, again, we don't have to go to the same church,
but we're still there for each other. You know?
Exactly. 100%.
And I think it's so cool to see.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. I love that.
I agree.
All right, guys. Anybody else have anything else we want to touch on?
I think we're good. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for hopping on and joining the UmattR podcast. Episode 1 is in the books.
Yeah.
Hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Come back and look.
Bye.